Cast. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Testing, testing. Is this ting on? Is this ting on? We are live in this chick. We are out here live from Fan Fest. It is I, Crunk Chocolate, and I'm with the homie, the show bro, Grego. How you doing? How you feeling, homie?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. It's I had to. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old because I feel like I had to close my eyes for like 5 minutes before we um we got up on here just because it's been a long day. Then of course I decided to eat before I came on here, and of course they gave me like the itis real quick. I was like, okay, but it's all good. I'm watching the other boys right now. Plus my home team is playing down the street, so I got my eyes and ears on both screens right now. But what's good?
It's been good. I've been prepping for this trip, Manchester City. They're coming to the U.S.
Indeed.
and I'm going to the game in North Carolina and New York, doing final preparations. My bag is already packed. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
my birthday's on Saturday, also, so it's
Where the party at?
basically that's gonna exactly that's my whole plan. The entire week is try to meet a lot of people for the first time in person, shaking a lot of hands, a lot of photos, a lot of ats. Just gonna be blowing social media up. I'm they make you wait till last second. I'm waiting to hear back if we're gonna get media accreditation for the two games as well. So
What?
yeah, just trying to make the most out of this trip.
Stomping with the big dogs.
Trying to, but we're just people doing a podcast, so we'll see how much they care. I mean, we do it in depth. We doing our thing out here. So,
Indeed.
but yeah, it's just all of that and keeping up with wrestling, and I need to start throwing AEW onto my list, but man,
Like they just had an hour long match between MJF and Will Ospreay. We got a new international champs. I think that's easily the longest match they've ever done on Dynamite. But yeah, so we got a good show, man. Let's get into it, man.
hey, so obviously the best way to be watching us so we can see your comments. It is here. It is through FanFest. Yes, you can be watching on YouTube. Yes, you can be watching live on Twitter. But for us to see the comments, for you to come through, have fun with us, FanFest. Come through, join us. Real big upgrades coming soon. So we would love for you to join us on it now. But we got a fun packed show for you. Also, before all that, one more thing. If you're listening to the audio experience, 5 stars, rate, review, share, all of those things. Yeah, we're gonna split this episode in half. First half is about the ladies, and the second half we're gonna talk about the
Ladies.
men. Tiffy time. What does that look like? I want to talk about Bailey's run as champion. Speaking of champs, we will hop down to NXT and look at the reign of Roxanne Perez. With our final ladies topic is of course Rhea Ripley and Liv. What is going on with all that? Starting the bro talk with Joe Gacy. Who the fuck is this guy? Trick Williams without the belt. Do we care? Gunther's flagrant ass promo and ending the show with some bloodline talk. Plenty to
Okay.
dive into. So let's get into it, shall we?
Indeed.
Okay. So Tiffy time. Now that Stratton has
Mhm.
shown up with the briefcase in hand, it is said that the pink briefcase is on its way. The idea is with the briefcase, you win matches, you annoy the champs with the teasing the cash in until you get hot enough that the crowd is ravenous for the cash in. Okay. I'm doing it. They're going down.
Okay.
Who can she beat in SmackDown? You okay? Let me go. You I'm sure you're gonna argue against me without answering my question, so stay with my narrative.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. What you got?
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. That's not happening. Elektra Lopez isn't wrestling. Would you
Hmm.
care if she beats Candice LeRae or Indy Hartwell? She's gone back and forth with Naomi, but I personally can't see Naomi take any more L's. Chelsea Green or Piper Niven, yeah, that could be a fun way to kill a month, but that'll have nothing to do with the cash in the champ or getting any coolness, heat. Who can she beat on SmackDown that will make me think that she can take out the role model?
I mean, she could beat just about any of them. All things considered, I think the biggest thing is just who who makes sense as champ for her to beat. And I think that um, they kind of teased it on Friday that just the idea of course, she right now she's homies right now with Nia Jax, and uh, they beat down on Bailey on Friday, and just as they were about to leave, Tiff had like turned back and said, maybe I should," and then Nia had to come and say, hold up, bitch, hold up, not here."
Are
And
you serious?
yeah, yeah, and like 'cause of course Nia has her match at with Bailey at SummerSlam, so
Yes.
she kind of has it kind of already set in her mind like, hey, this is who I'm beating, not you. Like,
Yeah.
don't mess this up for me.
Handle this later. Yeah.
And I think you can I think you can see a scenario where Tiff cashes in on Nia. I mean,
But
from there,
okay, so but I know SummerSlam is just a few weeks away, but
mhm.
is that
Oh,
just what
it won't happen at SummerSlam. It won't happen at SummerSlam. But I think that
cash in? You don't think the
yeah,
cash in will happen? Okay,
no.
so what is she gonna do? She's just gonna float around for the next 3 weeks,
she
flaunting
she
it.
she's gonna be a menace and just be annoy Bailey and annoy everybody else with the annoying ass voice and
So is she not gonna wrestle
oh yeah,
anybody?
yeah, she's gonna wrestle just to she's gonna have her angles and just continue to be just a little nuisance until it's time for her to cash in. Like it's not. Remember, keep in mind, like she has basically a year before she can until she has to cash in.
I that
So
that that will never happen. What is? Hold on. I'm actually sorry. Finish your thought.
and I think because mind you, like Damian Priest almost took a whole year before he finally cashed in. But I think that with Tiff, I think that I don't think it will be that long. I'm pretty sure it'll be before the end of this year, and it's just a matter of finding the right time. And I said, like, who else could let's assume that Nia beats Bailey at SummerSlam. Then it becomes a matter of seeing where that relationship goes,
Mhm.
who Nia takes on as champ, and if there's any beef with Tiffany that develops in that time, and it could be something that comes, uh, it could be something that happens at the Survivor Series. It could be something that happens right at the beginning of the year. Um, and like I said, there's a few options here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like they're not going to burn it right away, just like they did with the men. I definitely don't think that.
But she can definitely not go as 287 days that
No,
Carmella
no,
did.
no, no, no.
And that was just like meandering. Okay, so the problem, I mean, we know she can wrestle. We know
Hmm.
that. So
Yeah,
is the
definitely.
problem just she's hot enough now. She could cash it and be the champ, but would she feel like a champ, especially with I don't feel she's dominant enough. Yes, it would be a cute run, but yeah, I think Nia could come in and smash her. I think Bianca Belair could come in and smash her. I think Bailey could easily come back and win her title. I just think they're
I'll say this much. I think there's an easy scenario in my mind where one particular person that could show up. Let's say, like I said, let's say Tiffany Catchton, she wins, and let's say that she's champ going into Mania, and let's say there's another certain blonde wrestler with 14 world titles to her name. That would be a very interesting opponent for Tiffy.
I like that. And
That being Miss Charlotte Flair.
yeah, and staying there, let's keep going with this. Let's fantasy book.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that if she could, and the spicy of her, Charlotte does what she always does, shows up expecting her immediate number one title chance, and she tells her no to give it to the back of the line. I just think it's we need a change up to Charlotte Flair. Everyone is tired of her leaving, coming back, getting the top run, and then she just has to go away because she can't always do that. We need
Mm-hmm.
another change to her story. And honestly, this could help her go a little bit longer because we're building a story. She can do matches where she doesn't necessarily have to flip in every match because she can
Mm-hmm.
squash a few people. And
Yep.
it's Charlotte Flair. In theory, she wouldn't have to break all of her tricks out. That's actually what we should do. She should go all the way to the back, work her way up from the bottom line, beat down Candice LeRae, beat down all these people, and she specifically be like, I can beat you guys using the same 4 moves. And she does that, and then it's just the whole thing that she has to break out more and more tricks because the people are getting harder and harder until she gets to the championship, and now she's flipping all over everything. We really want to see her, and we're reminded, damn, Charlotte Flair is dope. But the thing is, we also know how Charlotte Flair wrestles on SmackDown as opposed to the premium live events.
Mm-hmm. I
So
mean, I think that she. Okay, let's take your idea.
okay,
Let's say like she comes back. She says, "Hey, I'm back. I want a title shot." Yada yada yada. Tiffy comes and says, "Like, where have you been? Well, like you don't need like are you still an active wrestler and all that stuff?" And says she got to go to the back of the line. Charlotte doesn't take count of that. Says, "Okay, we're about to fix this real quick," and she goes out and wins the Rumble and says about that. We get in front of the line now. I will see you at Mania. Boom.
yeah, but again, that's just still so much. It's wait in Charlotte. I, her character work is just like it's like and her promos. I don't know. It's just so much waiting for we know Charlotte's gonna win. So that's what I'm just saying.
Uh,
Like we
I,
need to
I,
give her something in the and also Charlotte's not go waiting that long to then lose. That's what I'm
oh no,
saying.
I actually think that she would win.
Yeah, of course she wins. It's Charlotte Flair.
No, because she didn't win the line last time she was at Mania. She didn't win against Rhea, and I feel like that's another one. Of course, she didn't win with Becky and Ronda. So like, there's definitely a precedent where it's not an automatically given that Charlotte's going to win. I do think that we're in a different space now to where um, we have so much new young talent that's on the verge of blowing up. That one, we don't have to necessarily rely on Charlotte anymore as far as being that absolute number
Yeah,
one
no. Yeah.
talent. But at the same time, her name is her name, so it's like it's not going to take much to put her in a top spot. And I think that if you're trying to look towards the new generation, like I said, there's definitely an opportunity where you can make something next year where it's like, hey, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and that carries um, your SmackDown Women's division, at least on the single side, for at least the first half of next year. And I think that there's absolutely an opportunity where, again, like I think that she's been gone long enough now that I do believe that when she does come back, there actually just might be some favorable reaction to her. Because again, like before she messed up her knee, she was really just getting back. Then as well, it feels like the last I'll probably say at least 2 years, if not 3 years. It's like it's definitely been like, hey, I'll be in for 2 or 3 months, then I'm gone. Uh, um, I'll be back for 2 3 months for Mania, then I'm going again. And part of that is maybe just her getting hurt, but at the same time, I do think that the old man pushed her so hard that I think a lot of people just got tired of just seeing that all the time.
That's fair.
And and but I do think that we've reached a point where people have to understand that she didn't get her spot just because of her name. She's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, yes.
And I
Yes.
think that it would be a bad move on Triple H. Like I said, to still not take advantage of that. I mean, she's like I said, she's still probably at least a top 5 talent in the business, and I think that, and again, her name's probably top 3. So take advantage of that and make something out of it.
Yeah. And this comment, I don't know. I feel like she has some fans, but also the talent pool is so deep. Now maybe it's kind of passed her by. Exactly. And it's tough to say. Like,
That's the tough part in all this is that
yeah,
I think when it comes to like the top half of the women's division in WWE, like
it's
it's it's
tough.
it's it's hard to break
It's
through, and
tough.
like you'll probably have someone like Lyra Valkyria um or shit, even Liv Morgan. 'Cause I feel like if Rhea doesn't get hurt, Liv probably doesn't get the run that she has. And of course, I know we're going to get into that in a little bit, but it's like you like the opportunities to really break through and become a world champ really aren't as easy as people think because you're already fighting for airtime in general, and then you have to really try to stand out once you get that airtime, and a lot of people don't get that.
All right. Well, we haven't even been talking, and this is my problem. Oh, that's why I still have these on because I'm still pissed. So Tiffany Stratton. Okay. If Bailey's run looks like it'll inevitably end, like we've said, by Nia Jax or Tiffany Stratton. And
Hmm.
so, how will we look at her run as a champion? Because it's just like this is why I'm hating on the prospect of Tiffany Stratton's Money in the Bank run because Bailey's run herself seems to be hitting its twilight hours. Has spent the last 2 years getting everybody else over. We know
Hmm.
about Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Kyrie Sane, but
Hmm.
at like the end of 2023, Bailey wrestled Shotzi in 7 consecutive house shows while
Hmm.
doing the damage control gig on TV. And then
Hmm.
she's Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And now here we go, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. When is Bailey supposed to be getting these proverbial flowers that Triple H said that we needed to be giving Bailey?
I
Where's
mean,
her dominant run? Fuck these kids.
I think there's a couple things in hand here. Because it's not obviously people who know that Bailey has just been an absolute soldier for WWE, and the quality is always there. I do question, especially since Damage Control dumped her and she's been this new baby face. I feel like because and it's funny because um, the promo that they had this past Friday and talking about the BBL Bailey, uh,
Hey.
um, which mind you, the real ones know that's all natural,
Built,
all
not
natural.
bought. That's what she
Yeah,
tweeted.
and I think that
Saying it though.
the this the she's not the hugger anymore. So it's like she's not that
Yeah.
automatically sympathetic baby face that everybody wanted to get behind the root for. It's like it's a different person now. It's a different woman now, and I think that they're still kind of developing that. And it's like other than like once she was done with damage control and once she got the title, it's like what else do like where is this character going forward from here? And um I think that assuming that she does lose to Naya pretty soon, excuse me, um, we might need to take some time to really just find out like who is Bailey now and find out like how is this going to work because she can't be 40 years old still rocking pigtails. So it's like, what is this grown woman, big booty Bailey gonna be like?
I know. And I just feel like she's gonna end up like lifting up Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez or some shit like that.
Hey, we need a Latina, um,
Yeah, yeah,
a
I'm not hating
Latina
it.
woman.
That's a lot of body. Roxanne
That's a
Perez.
lot of Buddhist, a lot of
Yeah,
Latina heat. Latina
yes,
heat.
I like it. I like it. And then Agent Bailey needs that breakthrough. She's been the Miz of the women's division. I love that Miz, like saying you're the Miz now, is a compliment. Where a few years ago, if you were the Miz of anything, it was a huge insult. Like totally love and respect. He deserves all the roses that he is now actually getting. Like Seth Rollins, he gets
It
the
took a long time
roses.
to get there, but yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did. But at least he can now acknowledge and be aware that, yeah, no, I suck, bro. But I'm better now. And then yeah, it's just like I don't care about Tiffy time. I want days of bays.
What?
I'm working on that. But like, I want a Bailey reign, something nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like to talk about Shayna Baszler.
Oh yeah, see, that's why I said I gotta work on it. I gotta work on it. Yeah,
I
Shayna
mean,
Baszler is
I,
great, but yeah,
I, I, I see a lot of potential with Tiffany Stratton,
oh yeah,
which, of course, I don't understand this baby face buzz that she's getting. I feel like she really hasn't really provided anything that would really warrant all that. I mean, she's good in
she's
the ring,
attractive.
but even
You
then, I'm
can't
like,
boo a very attractive person.
yes, you can, yes, you can, yes, you can. It's very easy,
Like
but
not with her, the blonde. And like I'm just saying, I
as
like
shit.
they just love to hate her too much.
I guess Charlotte's ugly then because they boo her with no problem.
I think she has the name and, like I said, the constant winning and stuff. Like I'm sure it will turn
Nobody loves a winner.
quickly.
Nobody loves a winner. My
Well,
high
that's what
school.
I'm saying. Like right now, like she's just a very fun character. She annoys people. It's like comic level. But once she starts, because even the insulting, other than the IG post, but other than that, her disparaging remarks have been like fun and cute and things. But
Stay in character, like so it always works.
yeah, I think she will be fine for. She has to do a lot of winning before I think people start booing. I don't think people are going to boo her anytime soon.
I mean, you got to sometimes like, especially nowadays, you really have to you have to make
Because
an
bro,
effort
Charlotte
to
Flair
make
comes
people
out like I
boo
know she's
you.
doing her dad's thing, but she comes out with like she's just so much. Like it's so easy to boo all that.
I mean, I think with Charlotte, it was definitely a case of where people got tired of her just always getting pushed, and it was like you just felt like it never felt like she earned a lot of those runs. It was like because like a lot of cases like she would have like a run. It was like maybe a month, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even a week. It's like I don't know if you remember back when her and Mercedes were it seemed like they were like swapping title reigns like every other week. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dog, like y'all just stat padding at this point, and people catch up on that, and they catch up on game, and they're like, nah, like y'all like
Hey,
this is
they
y'all are OD to like because like I remember like a while back I did I did a little deep dive and like it took Ric Flair I think about from the point he won his first world title to like his 10th. It took him like 12 years, something like that. It only took Charlotte like 3, like
so
something ridiculous. It's like that's when you know it's like what are we really doing here? It's like
yeah, and I, and
we just keep on trying to shove it just to you know make
and that was the
someone
old man too. So
artificially valuable. Oh yeah, he was
yeah,
all over that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well,
Nonetheless,
yeah, I want to talk about Roxanne Perez right now, the mini dynamo, because she has knocked out quite the list of wrestlers on her way. So beat Lyra Valkyria, Then she knocked out the Boat, Natalia, Lola Vice, Jordan Grace, Tatum Paxley, Carmen Petrovich, Chelsea Green. She's had multiple triple threat matches in there
Mm-hmm.
as well. And now we got little Leah, little Hale, Chase U coming in here with the energy. You know where that's going.
To the trash can.
Yeah. Well, where can she go? Because she's not ready for WWE.
Mm,
Like she's ready, but she's still
it's like again, it goes back to
she's
what we
getting
were
the
talking about
edge.
earlier. It's like
Oh,
the main roster is so deep
yeah.
that
And that's why I say
um
she's not ready. I don't. It's not
I
that
don't think it's a case of
she.
she's not being ready. I think it's more so like there's just not an opening. It's like, do you want to just have her on the main roster and do a bunch of nothing, kind of
That's because
like
she's not ready. And I'm not saying
she's
like
definitely ready. She's definitely ready. I think
yes, she can be on there, but she can't. If she go, it's very similar to like Carmelo, and Carmelo's finding his spot, and he has a. I think he has a bit more defined character. Roxanne is still working on that character, on that I need my respect, my edge. She just there's only so long she can do the prodigy, and even when she moves up, she can't do the person who is like, when am I gonna get my due? She's now has her due. So is she gonna just do the Carmelo thing? And
but
like you
okay,
said, it's so deep and they don't give the women that much attention. That's why I'm
right.
saying she's not ready. It's not necessarily she has the
She,
talent and everything. It's just does
that's
she have the full character to match
that's
on
not a
the
case of
women's?
that's not a case of her not being ready. That's just more so again like it's like when you go for a job and people say you're not hiring. It's like, okay, do I just go over here in the meantime, or go look for something else? And I think that, like I said, she's ready. I don't think the roster is ready because when you don't have a space for someone who was a top talent in NXT to transition right away on the main roster, it's like they kind of just end up floating along. Because, like, take Braun Breaker for example. Like for like the first few months when he first came on to the main roster, we really didn't have a whole lot for him. Once we got past WrestleMania and we kind of started, working on a new slate or whatever. Now I was like, okay, we're gonna reshuffle some things and now put him in a position where we're now working on his push.
But he's
And I think
also a physical freak of nature who is
there's
just domineering. You can just
there's a
almost
lot of physical
plug and
freaks.
play him.
There's a lot of physical freaks that they've wasted,
20, he
and
can run 24 miles per hour in the
they know
ropes.
and they know how to package that just right to where it's like, hey, you can't ignore him whenever he's on your TV. And I feel like there's been too many times, especially when the old man was running things, where it's like, okay, you're taking someone who was a top name in NXT, you're bringing them on to the main roster, and really not doing much of shit with them. And I feel like you like that person was able to establish at least a little bit of a following while they were in NXT, and you should be trying to maintain that momentum somehow and not just killing it off. And I feel like with Carmelo and also with what could possibly happen with Roxanne, again, like take someone like Liv Morgan, like it's taken her a good while to really find something that would really establish her as a possible main eventer, because there was just like you had to have other things fall into place, and it just didn't happen. And now you finally had a spot where it's like, hey, there's an opportunity here. Let's make that work. And um, I think that until there's an opportunity there to be had, it might be better that she stays in NXT and just keep on cooking. Because the same thing happened with Braun. Because like he probably should have been on the main roster a year ago, but they kept they again the spot wasn't there yet to be had until it just to say, hey, let's just go ahead and do it. You follow me? Are you following with the sirens? You're on mute. I can't hear a word you're saying. No. You're on
Yes,
mute.
I had myself
Yeah,
muted. I'm having
yeah.
weird like audio issues, and I was trying to figure out if it was just me or the.
and now you're back on mute. What'd you do? Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm not sure what Crunk is doing right now, but hopefully,
I keep muting myself. I keep muting myself because I have this weird audio noise in the background that I'm trying to like clear up, and I was trying to
just
make
take
sure.
your just take your time. Just take your time,
Want to
partner.
make sure it's not going through the stream, and it's not. It's just my own end, so I will just push through with this
Yes,
awful audio.
but yeah,
Um,
I think that it's like it definitely comes down to just having the space and opportunity to when she does come onto the main roster, she has a good enough platform now. The rumor mill is going that there just might be some mid card women's titles coming to the main roster, and I think that would definitely extend some opportunities to a lot of the women who don't get into the women's world title picture that often. So that might be an opportunity for someone like Roxanne or somebody like Selena, somebody like um, Amy Hartwell, something like that. But yeah, I think that until then, until you know that she can come on the main roster and cook, it probably is better off for her to just stay in NXT where you know that she's a top name there. And now you're back on mute. Hey y'all, what's up? It's just me, Grego, doing the thing by myself. But hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully you guys understand what I. Okay, I think Crunk is
yeah,
back.
yep, yep,
I
yep,
I,
yep.
I commandeered. I took over the show. It's mine now.
Hey, we're out here. Oh, hold on. Oh, wow.
You're doing good. Like I said, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to like unplug my audio stuff, but I forgot once you do that, then it messes up the audio. So, my bad.
But
um,
yes, I think we are down to the main event of the women's on the women's side.
yeah. So Rhea Ripley and Dom are okay at the moment.
Are they though?
Yeah, she said at the end, she gave the rose and said, "You are
You mine.
mine.
You're
You are
mine.
mine."
I'm not yours. You're mine.
And also, yes, I'm okay with that. Yeah, yeah, I'm whatever you want me to be. I am, yeah, mommy. Do what you need to. But I like that Liv is doing her thing, still managing to find her way to straddle boy and get on top. So she's now flipping and taking mommy's whole thing. I'm rooting for Liv. And she has to win. Unfortunately, she has to win. Rhea has to lose, and you know it's going to be because of Dominic.
Yeah, I think it's looking that way. I think that, especially just given how they kind of laid things out on Monday, because of course the first half of the show was Dom trying to make up with Rhea. Had the Judgment Day room with all the black roses and everything.
Yeah,
He wasn't getting no play from Rhea,
nah. You know how
and
expensive those black roses are too.
I have
Dang.
I have no idea. But no, I think that just the opposing dynamics between what um Liv has been trying to give Dom versus what um Rhea is basically demanding now that she's back. I think that we're gonna have a moment with Dom where it's like, you know what, I'm tired of having to serve you. I want to be served. I want to be the daddy. Like I don't want to just serve mommy no more. And like I want the nuggies. I want the tendies and everything. And it sounds like Liv just might be willing to do that. So I think come now that the match has been made official for SummerSlam, um, I say it's going to be interesting to see like just how we see the deterioration of Rhea and Dom, and how that leads to him finally making a choice to ride with Liv. Because yeah, I think it's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he's gonna get tired of her dominating all the time. Like, yeah, that's nice at first, but sometimes it's nice. He's got the mustache now. You see, he's growing a mustache.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
He's
yeah.
a tough guy now.
He's full Latino heat now.
Yeah,
I
man.
said we had Latino heat earlier. Now we back over here to the Latino heat, and it's like they're running the playbook straight from China
Yeah,
and Eddie. It's like
and I
it's right
love
there.
it so much. Yeah, it's nice. They need to keep. They have plenty of stuff to go to, and he's done a great job at. They dip their toe back in with the stuff with his dad to keep that going, but they've been able to do plenty without them really touching or talking or bumping into each other. They'll mention each other's names, but I love that about him.
Yeah, I think that you know, just the level of growth that Dom has shown over the past almost 2 years is like this is a moment where it's like he is money when whenever he's on screen, and just the way that they've really developed um this angle with Liv, and then by association they've actually made something out of Liv too, because I think for the longest time people were like, why is she here, why is she on my screen? And it's like now you're like, hey, I gotta see what happens with her and Dom, from week to week. And I think that's a credit to Dom and what they've been able to do with the creative here.
Live is going to be on Netflix.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
In the new draft, Liv is going to be in Netflix. She's obviously because she's been super edgy. Like obviously Gunther, they can get him over there and get him wilding. Like there are certain people on there that I think they can get that stuff off and even use it to help lift their characters and bring back the WWE film. And I think that's what also their deal with Netflix is kind of part of. Like bring back those bad like marine movies and scary movies that like Kane was in, all of them. Like bring back all of those like random movies with all these characters. Do a fucking rom com with Liv as
Wow.
the person. Like do those
Wow.
things.
No, it's crazy because like I was looking at the graphic that they have for SummerSlam between her and Lit and Rhea. And I was like, Liv looks like the bride of Chucky.
Oh
Like
yeah, she does.
like it's all right there. And of course they're kind of low key doing. I don't want to say it's not it's not single white female. It's actually like some. Oh crap! I can't think of the movie now. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, just like the way that they've developed this has been really good, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, it won't be a very long feud. It'll be like, hey, uh, Rhea gets a win, probably gets one more win, and said, hey, yeah, I'm done with you, because like she's already made it clear about the end Liv's career, and let alone her title run. So we might be seeing.
Liv just got back.
Right, right,
She just
right.
got back.
Hey, it's like that sometimes.
Oh my gosh. I just don't think they can. She just got back. Okay.
Hey, so it's just saying, Liv's got to go. It can only be one of us still standing, and it's not going to be, and it's going to be Rhea.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Joe Casey. Who is this dude? I like the song. The song's fun. I like his entrance where he turns around and has that like big smile.
Mm-hmm.
I like all of this.
Now, are we talking about the NXT Joe Gacy or the YS6 Joe Gacy?
Wait, I believe in Joe Gacy.
No, you're talking about. Oh, okay. You're talking about Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. See, who is that guy?
Oh, you gotta say his name and he appears.
Yeah. Okay, so it's my bad. So Joe Hendry.
Yes.
What is this stick? What is this? Who is he from? What's he about?
So,
Is he worth it? Do you think he's worth it?
so my TNA knowledge is not the greatest. I've only seen like if I've seen Joe Hendry more than twice, it just be by accident. Um, I know like he has the song and he has the goofy poses and everything in the ring because I thought the one that he did last week on NXT was absolutely hilarious because like the ref was trying to get the ring ready for the match and then Joe Hendry hits his pose. He's like, whoa, wasn't quite expect that because of course you're talking about different space now. You're talking about this isn't TNA, it's NXT. We don't do things like that over here, but nonetheless, it still kind of worked. Um, the funny thing there is that when I see Joe Hendry, I keep thinking that he's a clean cut version of CM Punk if he had like about 30 more pounds on him because they look so much alike. It's actually kind of stupid, but it's
Like
I'm
everything I see about him is always about entrances, entrances,
yeah.
entrances,
Yeah, because
entrances.
because about the song, it's kind of like with Seth Rollins. It's like it's half of his presence is just the entrance, and once you get into the ring or have to hear a promo, it's a whole different story. And I think that
Mm.
with Joe Hendry, like at least from what I've seen, I feel like it's kind of two dimensional, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, yeah.
and I feel like kind of like I say this all the time, like what got you here won't get you there. And I feel like this might have worked in TNA. I feel like we did a bit more fleshing out in in NXT. It from the sounds of it, from the episode on Tuesday, he says like he's going to stick around for a bit. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means exactly as far as how the relationship right now is with TNA
Mm.
and WWE, but I'd be willing to bet that since they're both technically in Orlando, it wouldn't be that hard as far as just hey, I'm going down the street over here to NXT real quick, and I'll be back on Thursday for TNA.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, so
Get double paid.
right. So I, if I had to bet money, we'll probably see, you know, we'll definitely see him more consistently, and then also he'll basically like we probably might even get to the point where like where he has an NXT angle and he has a TNA angle. So and just be trying to juggle them, and then of course like whoever he's beefing with on NXT is going to go over to TNA, start fucking with him over there, and vice versa. Because I think we already saw I think his TNA angle right now is with um not Kardashian. I don't know why I think Kardashian.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't help you.
Frankie Kazarian. Um, and like because he cost him in the battle royal, and they brought that back over to TNA. They're having their thing there. So like there's some cool opportunities here, and I would just say yeah, he definitely needs to grow beyond the song, but obviously that song's got him in the door, so that's half the battle.
Facts. Okay. All right. Well, then I'll be patient on them. And someone else who I think needs to flesh out their character, Trick Williams. He did a
Mm-hmm.
promo on Tuesday talking about what just that he wants the belt back, uh,
I want my baby back.
and he got the Mad Dragon slumming it back with the video chat, talking to the youngin in
Mm-hmm.
NXT, and
Mm-hmm.
he basically was just like, "Hey, you getting your title back and dealing with Joe." I
Joe
almost
Hendry.
messing with Joe Henry and getting and beating all ego. Those are two different things. Uh, so I mean, do you this chase for the
Mm-hmm.
title back?
Mm-hmm.
This this is for the first time because the previous run was for the title. Now to
Mm-hmm.
get this title back,
Mm-hmm.
are you
Um.
as locked in?
Um. There's a lot of moving pieces here because obviously we just now that Ethan Page is the NXT champion, I think it's important to keep in mind that he's still establishing himself
Yeah,
as a personality on NXT because of course not everybody was watching AEW back when he was over there, and so for a lot of people, this is their introduction to Ethan Page.
me.
So they have to. It's like I'm still trying to figure out like why should I hate this person versus cheering um for Trick to get his title back. Um, I think that um, with Trick, I think that personally, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like I think he is probably three quarters ready for the main roster. I do think that this type of situation here is something that's probably going to be necessary before he makes that move because you're not always going to have the belt, and you're not always going to be that that Padawan trying to learn how to be a champion. Like you got to figure like, hey, like now that I know how to, I've had that taste once. What else is there to my character? And I think that Trick would be all right. It's just a matter of just finding out just finding your voice. And I think that I thought having the FaceTime with Ilya was super interesting and super cool because
I did too.
um it definitely goes it's showing that he's willing to um listen to other voices. Like I personally, when I first saw the clip, I was actually thinking that he might have been talking to Mello. But now I cause that I was like, yeah, I was ready for that.
Well,
But
they gotta keep that like a negative, so when
right,
he comes up,
right,
that's an initial beef.
right. But no,
They
I
can
think
squash it and
that
become tag team partners and win tag team titles, and then split up again.
right. But I think that it just takes time, and at once once you really flesh out what's his direction going forward, whether it is coming right back and win the title or does he go into a different direction? Because like that's kind of like what happened with with LeBron, um, like his last year in NXT because like he'd already been like NXT champ for like the better part of 2 years, but he was still in NXT. So like they had to figure out like what else are we missing here. So they gave him the tag team run with Baron Corbin, and they actually made that work. Um, but I think that I don't think you necessarily need to.
Poor Baron throwing Apollo Crews on him now.
I mean, hey, at least we're seeing Apollo Crews. But I feel like he's one that kind of just fell through the cracks for
Oh,
way
a
too
thousand
long.
percent, 1,000%.
I think that he when he first came to WWE and first came to NXT, I felt like he should have stayed in NXT a lot longer than he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the old man fell in love and said, "Hey, black muscles, oh, I love that."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that he'll be fine. It's just sometimes you just gotta let it cook.
And somehow he got more ripped.
Yeah.
Like he's out now, and I'm like, how is his pecs literally look like they're about to explode?
I mean, so, like he had nothing else to do but to lift. So say, hey, I'm in the
Like
gym every
like
day in the gym.
every day, like murdering himself. I can only imagine what his workout regimen is. Like, oh my god, terrifying. Okay. Gunther, he's back. Like more nonchalant, just came in the black slacks and the t-shirt and
Mhm.
came out being like, "Bro, I don't care that you grew up or you were in the streets. That was a choice, you bum." That was
I,
wild. That was
I
flagrant,
mean,
and I fucking loved it.
I feel
It was
like
like old school. It
I
felt
feel
real old
like
school.
like the first half of Raw between that and I think the uh the promo with um Rhea and Dom and Liv
Oh yeah,
and
no,
even
Liv. Woo, Liv.
and
She
and,
got woo.
and even going back to last week on SmackDown again with the BBL comment
Mm-hmm.
on with Bailey, it's like you can just you could tell they're definitely getting spicier. They're that like I mean they just
They're
keep on
filling
adding
out
that
the
spice.
ratings. They're like, what can we get away with?
I don't even think it's that. I think that it can't just be a cold switch to okay we going from PG to very non PG and like you kind of you have to warm up the audience to know that hey that like this change is coming and it's already in a lot of cases already here and I think that with Gunther and Damien's promo it definitely had me reminiscing of Triple H and Booker T back from like 20 years ago when they faced each
Yeah.
other at WrestleMania
Yeah.
because it was a lot of the same things there where it's like you're basically telling your opponent you're not good enough to be in my ring. You're not good enough to be in the same company as me. Like I look down on you. Like you're street trash. I was like, oh, like I mean, like they were just throwing like Gunther was just able to throw haymakers that I know that they haven't done that obviously in a long time
Yes.
and I think that
Felt different. It definitely felt different.
it definitely felt different and um I feel like it's an element to Gunther's presentation that probably should have been there all along, all things considered, because I feel like with how he discusses his approach to his matches, being like the ring is sacred, is like it's this is my theater and all that stuff. I feel like there there would have had to be
Yeah.
a wrestler where it's like, yeah, you're not good enough to be in my ring. You're not worthy of my time. You're not like you're looking down on them, and I feel like as they kind of work out this space where it looks like they're trying to make Damien a babyface again. This is the easy way to do that because you definitely have given um, people a reason to be like, hey, you know what, Damien is good enough. He just because he's from the streets of Puerto Rico and New York City doesn't mean that he can't get out here and bust some ass. And I think that I think that this is good. This is definitely good. I'm one. Now, of course, with this whole Netflix thing on the horizon, I do wonder how spicy they're going to let things get eventually. But this right here was like, oh,
Oh, they're
we
gonna
got
be wilding on. Not. They're gonna have some like hires when Netflix gets announced, and we're just like, oh, we know what they're gonna be doing on
you know.
Netflix.
I'm not expecting it every week, but I feel like like WrestleMania season, like the big shows, they'll crank it up a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, no, yeah. They just need to do it to get people to register and sign up for Netflix just off the idea that they will do
You're going
something
to
with
see
it.
live sex and not
Yeah,
just nipples.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll accidentally do a wardrobe malfunction or something, but it's like obvious it's not. Yeah,
Allegedly.
exactly. So like those, I think they're gonna buy into it and make it look like it's an accident and it's an adjustment to being on Netflix. But I think I definitely think Triple H is gonna brilliantly play into all that stuff with Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Damian Priest, does he beat Gunther, or is his run over? And every single in his last three matches have dealt with botches. That's not a great thing to his. run?
Um, I think that if it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, it's definitely happened by Bash in Berlin.
Because people are saying he should walk into Berlin as the champ so he can get the. But I think it would be way more if people can boo Damien, so give him that one last chance of the heat, so he can like truly ascend. Like his walkout can be something amazing, like him come out with like 3 foot like just bat wings type of vibes, like super intense type of shit. I don't know. He just I want to see him do one more match as and have him win that doesn't have something crazy happening, and then he can go out. So I want to see him beat Gunther, because especially if he can beat Gunther, that's a real nice like. It doesn't matter if
I
he
I I
gets
I,
smashed the
I could
next.
see a, I could see a scenario where he beats Gunther, but like once again, is with some type of help or interference, and and
That he didn't want.
yeah, and and Gunther goes for a rematch in Berlin, and basically say, hey, no funny business, no gimmicks. It's just you and me. I don't think it'll be anything crazy like Hell in a Cell or anything, but just something where they ensure that it's going to be just them, and that's where, like I said, at the very latest, it's happening in Berlin. But I
Yes.
but I would
Facts.
it obviously wouldn't shock me if he won a SummerSlam.
All right. Well, we'll end the show with Bloodline destroying Randy Orton.
Take me, take me.
Big Manson! Ah! Oh my gosh. I that didn't help Cody Rhodes in my eyes. We'll start
I,
there.
I I know what he was trying to do, but I'm not sure if the execution was right. Because like you would like there's definitely clips of old clips of Dusty where like he's getting hurt and he's being held back and while other people get hurt, and it's definitely a sympathy, like, come on, somebody help. you know it's it's just something where I think the execution was a bit off. And
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
luckily is Orton, so you know
Oh,
is
Orton
now,
did his job fantastically. Every single
yeah.
time he got hit, I was just like, "Oh no, he's dying! No!"
It's I don't think it's any harm done on Cody or Randy. It's just I think they missed it just a little bit, but it's fine. And I think that because like my my thing that I find more interesting is that just the promo that Cody and Randy had in the back earlier in the show, where like
Oh yeah. Other
where
people
Randy
will
or,
come
or
for the
Randy's basically
snow,
saying like,
but
"Hey,
I will have your back.
right," and I feel like
Really?
that is going to be some epic foreshadowing at some point. I don't know when, I don't know where, but at some point they're gonna come back to that, and it's gonna be like, yeah, when Randy finally turns on Cody, it's gonna be juicy as fuck, so juicy.
Man, I'm over Cody.
I mean, like I said,
Yeah, I
like
like him as a wrestler. I enjoy the
he's doing.
promos, but I'm just over him as the champ right now. I want to lift up someone else and have someone else do, because he just it's so much talking. It's so I want to see champions wrestle champion matches. I know he just fought Roman, who did title matches once every 4 months, but we're not seeing it. No, there's no wrestling champ right now.
I mean, I think we talked about this in earlier episodes. Clearly, the money with him is with chasing the title.
Yeah,
Um, I do think that
Sami Zayn. That he's the closest right now with that, and he just got back to it.
with Cody, um, it's like he does need to have a run like Roman did. He does need to have the belt for 3 or 4 years. That's
Oh
not
my
necessary here.
gosh.
I think that
Mm.
it would definitely be fine for him to lose to Solo, and like I said, just like add that as another wrinkle to um, the Bloodline story, and also add it to a wrinkle to the Cody story as well, where it's like, hey, it's not always going to be, you know, happy endings every PLE. There's going to be cases where you lose, and
I need to
sometimes
see
you
some
lose.
kids crying. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I need that to happen.
I think that's absolutely needed. And good lord, um, I just saw this picture of Samantha Irvin, and yeah, um, I think that it's not always going to be a case of where you, like I said, like at the end of the day, it's just you're posing in front of the crowd for every single match. Like he needs to have that struggle and show that, hey, like, well, we got knocked down, but we get back up, and it'll be fine for him, and it'll be fine for the overall health of the card, because I think just like what they tried to do on Friday, people want to have a reason to be like, hey, get up, go, somebody save them, please, and have that sympathy for him. I don't think they want to see it where it's like he just always dominating all the time. I don't think that's what is needed here, and it's just a matter of really allowing it to happen. And this, and again, like you're trying to build other people up while you're also keeping Cody on top, and all that is doable.
I saw that Samantha Irvin post.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I just need to know, can Ricky fight? Because
Bloodline,
fight.
bloodline.
And then on top of that, just before we get out of here, like it's amazing to me, like how over Jacob Fatu is getting
Oh,
already.
cause he's so cool. Oh my gosh.
And like it's crazy to me because
Samoan
like
Werewolf is such a great name.
oh yeah, because he had that back when he was in MLW. Like
Okay.
it was the easiest name to work with. I mean,
Yeah.
like they had merch ready for that. It was like it's just, it was the easiest money. But the crazy thing there is that he was bigger weight wise in
Yes.
MLW, and he
Right.
lost
Right.
about a good 40 pounds, before he debuted here. And I think that um, I think that he's just so dynamic and just so versatile that it's like no matter what you do, he's gonna stand out because he's just that good.
And he flies. He glides in the air. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
like as much as they're trying to put this money on Solo because they invested as much time as they have. I understand that, but it's like,
Solo has time.
I mean, like he's got time, but at the same time, you're trying to cash in on him. So like at
Well,
this point,
yeah. Yeah.
but I feel like Jacob is so dynamic that it's going to be hard to maintain that balance where he's playing Solo second. I feel like he's too good to be playing anyone's backup. He should be like up front, in some shape or form because he's just that good.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely not going to be playing the second to Solo as long as Solo played the second to Roman.
Yeah, Ricochet got. I'm like, we got to fight. That's all I
Like
gotta
it,
say.
I could see it be. I could see Jacob Fatu like helping them win their side of the Survivor games, and then him immediately turning on Solo.
I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I because like it's funny because like somebody dug up an old tweet of his from like 3 years ago where like he's acknowledging Roman as the tribal chief, and I feel like
He did what he had
That's
to
that,
do to
that,
get
that,
it to
that,
the
that
belt.
that's something that you could use as a little nugget. But and it's funny because like before he actually debuted, I was like, because they were taking so long with bringing him out, I was kind of thinking that maybe they're going to bring him out as a babyface
Mm.
and helping out Roman.
He would have been a crazy baby face.
Yes, he would have, and it would have been absolutely amazing. And
I don't even know how you. I mean, I get it. You instead of him like doing all. I mean, you could have had him like
I'll
screaming
tell
and
you,
stuff, but people
I'll
would have
tell
just
you
been
how.
like
I'll tell
laughing.
you how. I'll tell you how.
Translator, bring him in like a translator or something.
No, you don't need all that. You remember? You remember? Mighty Ducks 2. Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
Okay. You remember? The Bash Brothers.
Yes.
That's Jacob. That's Jacob.
So who would be the Bash brother with him?
No, just like basically like the concept of the Bash Brothers, where it's like, hey, I just come in, lay hands on everybody, do my thing, and then leave. That's Jacob. That's the Bash Brothers. That's how you make that. Like
So
it's
just
not as
run
hard as
in,
people think to make him a baby face.
and then he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
really goes.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like he's your wild card that you're like, hey, I gotta bring the dog out. If I bring the dog out, you know what's going to happen. And I think that yeah, it could have easily worked. But of course, obviously, this can work as well. I just
This
wonder
is good.
like
I think
how
this
long
is
it's going to last, given that he can do a whole lot more than what Solo can. So we'll see.
he can get into his wrestling bag as a bad guy though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, because the way that they've already used him, it's like he's a bit of a throwback in regards to the Samoan wrestlers because he still has that wild Samoan attitude and vibe. But obviously, he can speak English, so it's like he can communicate and everything. Um, so it's it's something where like you're getting basically the best of both worlds there, and it only makes for an even more dynamic character, I think, in the long run. Because yeah, he's just that good. He's just that good.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take much for him to stand out. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It like you said. I mean, he lost weight, but he's still massive, and then the hair and the move set, all of it. Like one of those things could probably help him get eyes and attention, but when you combine just all of them and his intensity, it's it's especially with Solo. He was intense, but now he's playing like the cool leader guy, and so it's
Which
just like a
which
cool dudes.
for what he does,
Watching.
it's not bad, but at the same time, um, like I say you inserted somebody that's just that dynamic.
Yeah, and yeah, like Solo has some time. He's even grown in this like
Oh yeah,
head of the table, new
yeah,
head of the
absolutely.
table position. I'm enjoying it a lot more. So it's nice. I mean, he went from not talking for like 8 months to now holding whole promos.
Right.
So I get it. I get it. It's gonna take a process. There's a buy-in factor that people still have to do, and I'm here for it. I like it. I actually think all the rewind Roman chance you want that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
it all works in the long run, and I think that like let's say Solo does win it at SummerSlam,
Mm.
and in the middle of them celebrating, that chord hits, and
Whoa.
and Roman comes out, buddy. That pop, my guy.
That's too
It's
soon.
not. It's
It's
not.
too
It's not.
soon.
Because like by now you've taken out Jimmy, taken out Heyman, and now Solo is champ. Like I said, mind you, it's not like they're going to get the belt
Technically,
right away.
Jimmy took himself out. They just had to take him out for the
Yeah,
storyline
yeah,
purpose.
but it's not like they have to like they have the belt right back to Roman right away. I actually think that it actually would make better sense for Solo to beat Roman.
Yeah, yeah,
mentioned.
yeah, yeah,
So,
definitely.
but yeah,
That's
but
what it
like,
is. I want Solo. I just want people to get their actual reigns. I know we have tons of people in the top who need to get their titles and stuff, but it's just like if we're gonna give someone a title, let's give them a title,
oh
man.
yeah, like yeah, Solo will get his few months with the belt, and like I said, it'll definitely add to the overall bloodline story,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, because what you want to do, like I said, you're not just helping Solo, you're also helping the bloodline story overall. You're also helping Cody as well because he'll be working on his chase as well to get the belt back. Um, there's a lot here that can be accomplished, just with like a simple 3 or 4 month run, if
Yeah,
that.
I want to see the new bloodline with a bunch of titles on them. That's what I want to see. I just want to see them all gold out.
I'll it's funny though because I don't know, like, have you seen the video, the highlight reel of Tangaloa and all the stuff that he did back in Japan, and just like how many botches that he used to, and then of course like at Money in the Bank,
Yeah,
he had he flopped on the nut shot to KO. Yeah, I think it was KO, and it's like that's just his norm, dog. That's
that's
just how he
that's
rolls.
crazy that his thing is just botches.
Yeah, like there's this one clip of like him trying to do a 619. It is the absolutely most god awful thing ever. But like, everybody can't be kings, man. Everybody can't be kings. Sometimes you just got to have that one that just you just bless his heart,
He has a lot of passion, but maybe not the most tight talent.
basically. But hey, sometimes the right last name will get you far in this business.
That's hilarious. That's
And you
hilarious.
see how we tie it all back together. Said, go from Charlotte, talk about Tangaloa, all about who you know. So there you go.
Hey, and it's perfect time for us to get out of here. Appreciate you all watching, enjoying, listening, being here with us. Please make sure you rate, review, share, subscribe,
5 star,
follow,
5 star.
all of those terrific things. Follow us on YFW Podcast. We are on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and our Shades of Blue NW, the network. Greco. Let people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Grego_82. You can
Hey,
also find my other podcast at FTC UTD
hey,
on the Twix box. And on
hey,
Instagram, you can find
hey,
us at FTC UTD Pod and
hey.
all that jazz. And like I say, as y'all know, the smoke comes daily. So if y'all got something to say, let's go.
Hey, I like it. We'll see you soon, peoples.
If you can't be good, be bad.